Hi GI TV, Bob the Axeman Hildebrand here with Lewis and Joey, a father and son airsoft duo. Obviously Lewis is the father and Joey is the son. Now guys, how long have you been actually playing airsoft?
For me, I just started probably about 5-6 months ago. Came from my son and my oldest son starting to play probably a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
and then over time, decided to get into it and spend some weekends with them.
Now I assume this is like a really good way for you to spend like extra quality time with both your sons.
Yes, it was a great experience. Again, I spent a lot of time driving to the facilities weekends, and then they convinced me to head out a couple times with them, and it's a great father-son experience and spending time together and working as a team.
Definitely a good workout too. I mean, it's a good way to get that cardio. Now, out of curiosity, like what got you into airsoft? Like, how did you find out about it? How did you get into it?
Just going through YouTube, and I saw Levelcast videos, watching his Battlefield videos, and his airsoft videos were really cool. His edits were cool, so thought I'd try it out again.
Have you ever had any concerns about airsoft being safe for your son to use, or both your sons?
I have not. Obviously spent a lot of time together doing it, talking about the safety, making sure that we follow the rules properly. When we're home, the guns are away, locked up. So we do have an 8-year-old as well, so make sure he doesn't have access to those unless someone's around. And then obviously following the proper rules when we're at the SE Village or Tac City.
Yeah, and that's I'm glad you said that. It's very important to follow, every field's specific rules. Like I noticed you guys do have barrel plugs, or at least barrel shrouds on your guns. And that's important at SC Village along with many other fields. Now, when you're at home, like you said, you keep them locked away because you have other, younger members of the family. Now, do you guys only bring the guns out for when you're going to go play, or assumingly, like if you're going to do any work on them? Like how often do you bring them out at home?
Well, typically I don't really take mine out much at home. Joey will take his out in his room typically, in a safe environment to make sure that our 8-year-old is not near it, so anything can happen. But yeah, typically it's at the field for me, and then he'll do some tinkering with his gun on a weekend and stuff.
Now, are you guys familiar at all with real firearms, or have you used airsoft guns to teach your family about firearms at all?
We don't have any other normal firearms in the house, but obviously utilizing guns to teach the 8-year-old as well as him and his brother about firearms, we have been successful doing that. So making sure that they understand what the gun does, what it can do, and being safe with that gun.
That's really important. Now, how familiar are each of you with heavy explosives? I'm just kidding. Yeah, I noticed you guys are both big fans of our G4 line. Actually, why don't you grab those right now just so we can show them off. What you guys normally use. Now, this is, I believe that's one of our G4 setups, and that is also a G4 setup that you've done a little bit of custom work to. Now, I assume on the field you guys are mostly running together, right?
Yeah.
Like battle buddies. Right. One, yeah.
Correct.
Not too fast for him.
No, I can imagine that'd be tough, because you want to get as far ahead as you can, but you also don't want to lose your battle buddy. So, do you guys have a favorite moment in airsoft together, or crazy or cool, or any stories from airsoft in general?
My most crazy story is probably my gun went down and all I had is my knife, so I just ran around, got behind them, and started knifing kids.
Nice. How many did you get? More than one?
Yeah, it's 2.
Highly acceptable. Anything more than one is acceptable. In fact, even just one is acceptable, because blades don't need reloading.
Yeah.
So, very well played. Now, I'm kind of curious, do you guys normally run with sidearms, pistols, or do you just do your main gun and that's it?
Yeah, for me typically it's the main gun. I like to travel light as possible. I feel this is enough for me to get through the game, and if I'm in the game and obviously get shot, I can go to the back and restart, and then start firing from a distance and picking off people when he's in close contact with them.
Oh, what about yourself?
I have a Blackwater 1911, I think it is. I usually either run just this, because I don't like having the heavy pistol on my side while I'm running around. So I either run that by itself or this, because I have a couple extra mags for that.
That was my next question. If you're just going to run the pistol by yourself, I hope you would have extra mags, so that works out well. Now, you guys have played airsoft together. What do you guys have any, I guess, pet peeves about working together, or is there something your dad does that kind of annoys you when you're playing airsoft, or is there something your son does, like run too fast out of the range of covering fire? Is there something that you wish you guys worked better together on?
Yeah, I mean, certainly for us, being older as I am, keeping up with the younger guys is not always easy, so I'll keep up as much as I can, let them go forward, and then sit back, but certainly I'd like to keep him closer so I have some protection as well.
Self-interest. That is important. That is important.
For me, it's maybe it's faster. Keep up.
Okay, two sides of the same coin. Yeah. Now, out of curiosity, have you guys ever done any backyard airsoft? I know you guys mentioned you did something similar in Georgia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the woods, we had an acre backyard, so we were able to do it back there with like our whole neighborhood. We all had like Walmart guns, so we were able to go have fun back there in the woods and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we had like 4 houses next to each other, all with very large backyards with woods behind there, so it wasn't anywhere near a street. There were houses back in the distance, but the woods was kind of isolated from everybody.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks in California aren't really used to that, like having what's that called, land to use. Yeah, out here it's not an open commodity like that.
Yeah, unfortunately here in California there's less backyard at our house, but in Georgia there was certainly plenty of room for us to play.
I hear you on that one. Do you have any advice for, let's say, like other parents out there that are considering letting their sons or daughters get into airsoft? Because actually, a lot of girls do play airsoft. Do you have any advice for them on how you would use airsoft for their families, or how you would at least like instruct their kids?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think the first piece is talk about the safety of airsoft. Certainly, people get a little concerned about firearms, but if you do it properly with airsoft, I think you've got a great situation to spend time with your kids, develop a better relationship, and have quality time together. But you do want to start off with the safety of airsoft and show them that it can be safe to do. And that's a lot of fun. So once you're out there on the field and you're creating a team bond, you're working together for a common goal to beat the other people. So it's a great time together, and it's not only while you're on the field, but I think the important piece is there's a lot of time in between games that you sit down, have lunch, and just talk. So it's good quality time together as a family.
No, I could not agree more. Probably one of the last questions to ask you is that how have you dealt with sportsmanship?
Yeah, I mean, I think growing up from the time my kids were 3 and 4, they started playing soccer. So it was born out of that to make sure that you handle the game properly and that you're kind to your competitors as well as your teammates. He had one situation where he wasn't a great sportsman in soccer one time, and he actually tripped someone intentionally on the field. So after the game, we made it clear that it wasn't acceptable, and it made him do some sprints after the game to show that not being a sportsman is not acceptable. Playing hard is right, but not being a sportsman is not acceptable.
Now, Joe, I feel like you were kind of put on the spot there, but it's understandable. I mean, you have those teachable moments. Anyone has those teachable moments, and it's important. I mean, I think that's after safety. I think sportsmanship is one of the most important things for our sport, because without that, it's not going to grow. So I'm glad you guys put a very big emphasis on that.
Yeah. You should always call your hits.
Yes, that is always important. Without calling hits, airsoft would no longer be fun. I think we can all agree on that. Anyway, Lewis, Joey, thank you so much for coming out here. We really appreciate your time. And also, have G4s. That is awesome. And I highly suggest getting them, including our FMG4 line. Anyway, guys, once again, I'm Bob the Axeman Hildebrand. This is Lewis and Joey, a father-son duo of Airsoft champions. And this is GI TV.
How's it going, GI TV? My name is Tim. You should know that. I am here with Ryan and Little Ryan. These guys are a father-son airsofting duo. We brought them here to our sales floor to just kind of learn a little bit more about them. So, first of all, thank you guys for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
No problem. Who started airsofting first?
I actually started first.
Okay. When did that happen?
All right, so we've got some staff from Wolverine Airsoft. Why don't you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Hey guys, I'm Rich from Wolverine Airsoft, and I've been playing airsoft for about 15 years, and about 3 years ago I decided that I thought I could do better than what was already out there on the market as far as HPA. So I spent about 2 years designing our original SMP. That launched about a year ago. We've shipped them all over the world.